Well, I think things like programs like Out4STEM are super important because being gay or trans or any identity in the LGBT community is like very lonely, and you can be surrounded by people, but it's like the world isn't made for you.
And I think when LGBTQ youth have so many other things they need to focus on, that it may be even feel too challenging for them. STEM education programs can really help overcome that barrier.
Ideas like the LGBT community is, it's a minority somewhere, but then if you're part of this community, people help each other, and it's actually better to be part of this community than to be outside.
You're around a bunch of people that also identify the way you do, that want to pursue something that you do, and they're both inspirations and just helping hands so that you all get to where you need to be.
I mean, if I would have had something like this when I was, in school, coming out, it would have probably made a huge difference and impact on my life. It would have changed, it would have pushed me ahead probably 10 years. It would have saved 10 years of repressing myself, I think. And
sometimes I'm sitting in class and I'm just like, I just don't feel like I belong here.
You need a safe space, and when you have a safe space of people saying, this is what I've accomplished, this is what I know you can accomplish, I think programs like this are that I got my foot in the door, and now I can leave that door open for someone who may have been pushed out of a door just before. You never know where somebody's coming from when they land in your space.
Being here is like, okay, like this person is going through the same thing as I am, and they get where I'm coming from. And that's really nice to know.
This program, from what I'm hearing from individuals, has helped them to stay focused, to stay in school, to network. The networking that I've seen has been phenomenal. One individual got to shadow a doctor and got to work alongside a leading cancer researcher. And her goal now is to apply to work in his lab.
It's so important to have people who have in your life who have done something similar to what you aspire to do, to show you that it really is possible, and you can be yourself, and you can meet your dreams, right?
One of the weird, frequent comments I got from people was like, oh, so you want to be a hairdresser, or you want to go into fashion? And like that was like a really frequent comment.
I think it's so valuable to have mentors and just peers that get you, and it can say, you're going to be all right, like even if there's something that you're struggling with, or you come up against something that's unfair, you can persevere through that, and it will make you better at what you're going to do in the future. And I think Out4STEM is a perfect place to meet people.
It helped me in the sense of knowing that I wasn't alone, and that I can have a safe space to talk to people who actually understand what you're going through, can give you insight on what's to come in your life and stuff like that.
I work in like urban Philly high schools, and these kids, they don't see themselves in narratives around them. They don't see themselves in science narratives around them. So like when I have kids who are like really good at math, like I'm just like casually sitting there like, have you thought about engineering as like a career? And they're like, no. And I'm like, you should think about that. For me, if you're a kid of color, and then if you're a queer kid of color on top of that, you really don't see yourselves in narratives other than what is tragic.
And being able to meet other people like you who have experienced similar thoughts, similar negativity, and being able to partner with those people makes a really beautiful, positive thing. And so Out4STEM is a great opportunity for young people who are motivated to do really big things, to meet other young people who are motivated to do really big things, and to break down a lot of the barriers that people put in place because of the way that we identify.
I realized earlier this year that of all the trans people who were going to school with me when I started college, all of them have died or dropped out, and I am the last trans person that I know of on my school campus. And so it's quite lonely without programs like Out4STEM. I definitely think that everyone at Out4STEM has been like super supportive, and I might have even dropped out of school by now if it wasn't for them, or at least like drop my STEM career aspirations and just stick with sign language. And I think that everyone here is telling me that I'm very capable, and I believe them when they tell me, and I really feel like I could do anything.